that's it's all. I mean, that's the type of stuff that you want to hear about. You know, where these guys, because you hear that there's, you know, this world's so messed up. It's fucked up in a way, Howie. Let me just be candid. And you, like, you know, you always want to know the good of people, especially when they have these reputations and perception. And perception, you know, 90% of the time is BS. And then you hear that, it all kind of comes full circle, knowing that he too is giving back. And look where we're gone. If we ever decide to bring America's Got Talent to Canada, and I know it's here for like only a year, but now that you're involved in it, maybe Just for Laughs does it. People have often called me the Howard Stern of Canada, not because of not because of the numbers, and not because of my talent, but just because I think of my long curly hair and my big nose. But maybe you'd consider having me a judge next to you. I'm sure. Awesome, and by the way, Florida, the map of Florida, from what I understand back in Northview, is not the start. It's not a penis. That's what you used to draw the map of Florida and say it was a penis, but you said it's just the start. You thought it was geography class. Is that true?
Must have felt like a dick.
Howie, we love you. Thank you for everything you've done for Canada. Congratulations on an unbelievable career and everything you're doing moving forward. We can't wait to grab the helm of Just for Laughs again and continue its success to you. This has been an honor, man. I hope to see you in person soon.
Bye, Howie.
Cheers. Howie Mandel, everybody, at Howie Mandel, and take cholesterol to heart.com. That's pretty cool.
He seemed nice.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Canadians are nice.
I think when you talked, he wasn't so sure.
I didn't want to interlope in your conversation with him.
Totally. I was trying to be funny. The problem is, I'm not really a funny. What I realized about myself is
before you finish that sentence.
No, everyone
we
knows. I made a career for being the best of the bad on terrestrial radio, and it was funny because I was more mean spirited. But then I kind of had this awakening where I didn't want to be mean spirited, and I wanted to be like I wanted to evolve and be growing, but. The problem is, like, my funniest is actually by being mean-spirited. So
you want to have texture. You want to balance, though, because that weighs heavily on you if you're just negative.
I know, and it's not nice to get laughs at the expense of others all the time. I do it to Bilal all the time. But
that's why you were pointing in that direction.
No.
You couldn't even wait.
But you guys have pure... I mean, do you work... Like, is this a skill you always... Like, a brain is a muscle, and you always flex this brain. If you're in business or if you're... whatever you're doing, like you want that brain to continually work. When you work on new stuff, Stuart Francis, you're doing your farewell tour, you're doing Yuck Yucks last time on Canadian soil, and then go all across the UK and Scotland. And like, is this? Well, I know you work on new routines, but do you off away from it? Have you always had to work that muscle so you don't lose it?
Well, when required. So I'll shut down. Like I was on a sitcom in Canada back in the day on CBC called An American in Canada. So when I got that gig, I thought that was me done as a stand-up comedian. I was going to be an actor for the rest of my life. So I shut down comedy. So I wasn't working that muscle, as it were. My creative energies went into my performance as an actor on that show. So as and when. So now that I'm amping up to go on this tour, it's definitely a big part of my every day. I will do my act, portions of, or sometimes the entire. As much as I can do, I'll look at the clock. I want to do an hour. That's the magical thing. I'll look at the clock, and I just every day I kind of keep doing the act over and over again. And now, as of last night, I'm doing it for the first time in front of an audience. So it's daunting in that sense, but it's through that.
How'd it go?
It was good. I was very pleased with my performance. I did 40 minutes of new material 7 months after my last performance on stage. So quite pleased with myself.
God, that's got to be daunting, man. I know when I go on summer vacation, come back and turn on the mic, like, how the fuck are you talking?
But you haven't been preparing for that, as I have.
No, you're right. I don't mean that. You clearly know me. Yeah, you're like some sort of prophet.
That's not what I meant.
No. You're a soothsayer. You understand everything there is to know about me. That's show crap. I'm too busy getting over the hangover there, Stuart. Oh, fuck. Should we take a break?
I think...
Is Margaret Show
calling? He's going to call in about 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Just chat, yeah.
We'll just go... Imagine that. We're Stuart Francis from Howie Mandel. Yeah. Right to Margaret Show.
Hey, why am I part of this?
You're retiring your
awesome
comedy.
Sandwich. That's all I'm hearing. I'm hungry. And thanks for waiting 20 minutes before you introduced me to Howie. I just sat here like some kind of numb dude. I appreciate it.
I did bring it up. Yeah. I brought it up at the beginning that you were here. It's hard. I want to take the glory.
I know.
No, I don't know. Do we have Margaret Cho on the phone now? Is it? Yeah? Margaret, are you there?
Nice.
Well, we're right on air right now. We're just doing this on SiriusXM. We're right. You know, we have a comedian who's made a great career co-hosting the program today, named Stuart Francis. We just got off the phone with Howie Mandel, and now we had you, and this is now rated our best show. Well, if I stop talking, our best show ever.
Yeah.
Margaret, thanks for. Thanks for joining us. Whereabouts are you right now? You got some shows there tonight? Yeah, you're getting right into it. That's amazing. Yeah, we're normally I try and just talk about frivolous stuff for 5 minutes, but
what time's the show, Margaret?
I got all the info. Margaret, you're going to be at the Winter Garden Theatre September 21st at 9 p.m. and then on the 22nd you're doing that at 7 p.m. and then you're all same theater, and then you're also doing the Comedy Con event at Second City. It's a chat with Margaret Joe. September 22nd at 12:45, and that's the stuff I keep saying I want to moderate and do, but they never ask me. I want to be the guy. I'd be great at it.
Margaret, Stuart Francis here, regular listener, first-time caller. Who is your favorite comedian? Yeah, when I say that, who comes to mind? I know him well. I live in the UK. I've lived there for 13 years. A bit of an acquired taste with Paul, isn't it? Yeah. But prior to getting into comedy, was there someone you looked up to that you thought, you know what, if she could do it, I'm doing it? Oh,
yeah.
Well, nice one. Yeah.
Huh?
Nice. And you will be the Joan Rivers of a younger generation of comedians. So well done, you as a trailblazer. So I doff my cap.
But Margaret, it is really special. You know, you think about what you have done to pave the way, and you know, like 1994 is when you started your All American Girl tour, and you know, you think of now, like only in 2018 have we had that movie Crazy Rich Asians, right? Which is you know, like Asian cast and stuff. Like you must feel really proud. Do you feel really proud about like putting your
And probably disappointed. There's such a gap between the two.
Well, good point. Yeah. Oh. Now, and I hope this doesn't come across as an ignorant question, but have audiences for you changed? Like in the day, was it only community based, or was it always widespread and diverse? And you know, is that where it's at now? Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I used to work sort of more on the music side of radio in the last 5 years, really in the comic game, and I thought, like, what a great time to do this. Like, everything goes in ebbs and flows, right? You kind of have your cycles. And comedy's hot right now. It's hot for a bunch of reasons. It's hot because A, there's so many talented comics. It's also hot because of the controversy that comes with comedy now because of social media and everything that's going on. Do you not really, you being that trailblazer we speak of, is that, it's a conversation we just had with Howie, but, how does it relate to you in terms of, do you filter yourself more than you used to? Are you sensitive to what's going on in this world, or do you just not give a fuck?
I'm getting out. I've been a comedian for 29 years now, Margaret, and I'm about to embark on my last tour in the UK. That's where I've lived for the last 13 years. So I'm going to do 120 dates, and then I'm going to quit comedy. And just hearing you say that, I'm going out on my terms. It's the best tour I've ever written. All that kind of wonderful stuff. But I think I'm getting out at the right time. I'm kind of saddened by it, the world that we live in with social media and the like, and we're just becoming too politically correct, and too many mandates are being just imposed upon performers, and I'm think funny is funny, and when I say that, you might be thinking, oh, he must be a racist. I'm not any of those things. I'm very sensitive to everyone. I don't want to alienate anyone, but I truly do think I'm getting out at the right time, and that will be like December 2019. That's me done, and I think my timing, as usual, is perfect. Can you speak to that? Do you think it's a good time to be a comedian, or do you think we're kind of getting in over it? Mm. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Mm. I love it. You give your gift to society, like Harper Lee wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, then she just disappeared. I love that. There you go, society. There's my gift to you.
And not only that, Stuart, I think it's just, I'm sure there's no shortage of work that Margaret's being offered. I'm not.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not. It's no
Are you
dance.
insulting me? I get work.
You love coming up to Canada? Absolutely, I had no idea. That's wild. So I think you still have a lot of family here. You too cool for them now, Margaret? Is that the problem? Yeah. Other than you coming in for JFL42, JFL42.com, Margaret, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Some stuff you're working on, or where something cool you're doing?
See what you did there. Nice one.
Life on the road is, as you get a little bit older. Is that like is that more difficult, or do you just get to watch more Netflix in the hotel rooms after? What? Hey, you got any good Netflix recommendations? What are you watching? Man, a lot of people are going to be watching Evil Gene. Have you seen the Ozarks yet? Have you seen Ozark? Yeah, check that out. That is an amazing Netflix series. That's a good. I don't have time. I have a little kid, so I don't know. I don't have time. Is what I'm saying. That's the one I know. That's the only one I know. Yeah, that and Paw Patrol, and Paw Patrol. Margaret, we are so excited to have you in town. It's going to be amazing, and while we're on SiriusXM and get to talk to a lot of people outside of Toronto as well, it's definitely a destination for people to come all across the world. Make sure if you do get to jfl42.com that you check out Margaret Cho.